Hey guys, today I'm going to go over how to install the Symfony Standard Edition. So to get started, you're going to need Composer. So go ahead and, if you don't already, get that downloaded and installed. Once that's installed, you're going to PHP Composer create project. You're going to give it the vendor name slash name of the package, which in this case is Symfony Framework Standard Edition. You're going to tell it where exactly to put that. And while that is downloading, I'm going to go over the vhost file. So this is our vhost file. Pretty basic. Just give it the location where you have Composer putting Symfony. One thing to note is you're going to need to have the options plus follow symlinks. I'll go over that a little later. Let's see if Symfony is done. Okay, so now that all this is done, we're going to go ahead and restart our web server. It looks like something went wrong, so let's go ahead and see what the deal with that is. Most of the time it's just going to be a permissions issue, or with this it is a permissions issue. And also, once you get the Symfony Standard Edition downloaded and installed, you're going to have a few files that you're going to need to edit, which is what I'm doing now. One is app/console. Open up that file, uncomment umask, and the other is web/app_dev.php. This is app_dev.php is going to be the file that you're going to use the most. So let's actually see. A lot of times if you a lot of times if you go ahead and get everything downloaded and go to the domain that you set it up on, a lot of times you'll get a couple errors with like cache and stuff like that. So most of the time you either need to remove the entire cache directory or clear your cache. It's really up to you. I'm not going to go over a lot about permissions. So once you get it up and running, this is what you're going to see. One thing that I do when I set up a project is I actually edit the Composer JSON file. If we come down here, let me explain what this does. Symfony assets install, if you pass a symlink, you'll see here in the web bundles folder that you have all these folders. These aren't needed at all. So if you remove these, it will break things. But the reason I like to do symlinks is just because I don't see a point in copying the files. So PHP. So to get those back, I'm going to run assets install. If you type help before any of the commands, you'll get a nice little information, some nice information output. Actually, let me go ahead and not do it that way. Okay, so Composer is not here, so we're actually going to need to get Composer and put it here, and I'll show you exactly what's going on. Okay. Now that I've got the latest version of Composer, I want to update nothing. And this is not going to update anything at all, but what it is going to do is trigger some of the scripts that Symfony uses to. Yep. Okay, so as you can see, once you do, if you do a Composer install or update, once it gets done updating or installing your dependencies, it's going to run some post update or install scripts that are in with Symfony. So as you can see, it's clearing the cache, and then right there where it says installing assets using symlink option. That's what that does. Instead of actually doing a hard copy, it's just symlinking. So now that we have all of that done, let's reload. Everything should be back to normal. This is the Acme demo bundle. I never use it. Some of you may find it useful. I usually don't. Like I said, I never use it. But once you got that part working, you're actually going to need to come in here. You're going to need to update some settings. Database password, secret token, and then once that's done, you can set up config. You have a bunch of different configuration files. The way that they're set up is config_dev. That's your development environment, which is translates to this file, app_dev. So now that we got this stuff taken care of, let's go ahead and actually remove this Acme demo bundle. So we're actually going to need a couple files open. If you open up the config folder, go under config, you want routing_dev.yaml. You're going to see welcome demo secured demo. So get rid of those. And you can actually get rid of this. That is actually, yeah. Save it, close it. The other file is appkernel.php. You're just going to need to remove that line. Save it. Let's see. Reload. So this is what we should get now, is a 404 error. The reason we're getting a 404 error is because we don't have any routes set up. I'm not going to go over how to do any of that stuff in this video. I just want to kind of get you guys familiar with where to find some of the configuration settings. Composer JSON, if you're not very familiar with them, this is what it looks like. Right here you can see the, highlight these. Right here you can see the post install and post update commands. These are the scripts that will actually run the clear your cache, install your assets, all that good stuff. The bin directory is kind of interesting. Let me see if I have that. You don't really need this. I'm not exactly sure why. Some scripts, whenever you install them through Composer, they'll actually come with kind of like a command line tool that you can use. None of this stuff really works. Would help if I spelled that. So SF is a alias that I set up to, it just runs PHP app/console. So the command that I just typed was doctrine clear cache result, which is actually this right here. Excuse me. So they've already got all that stuff set up. If that's not there, it usually just goes to vendor bin. It doesn't look like there's anything there. Some important places that you'll probably spend a lot of time is definitely source, which we need to remove the rest of the Acme demo bundle. So all your bundles are going to be under source, unless you want to put them someplace else. If you want to generate a bundle, just PHP app/console generate bundle. Follow the questions. It's going to ask you a couple of questions. You're just going to need to follow that. I mean, that's really about it. Once you have this stuff set up, it's pretty easy, in my opinion, to jump in, start programming, coding, get a project up and going pretty quickly. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys found this informative. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave a comment or get in contact with me.